fave again, more faves. Valentine Imperial. You cannot go wrong with them. Another 5-star adult only, very grown.
Very grown.
Very grown.
Very grown is hilarious. Because it's true. I mean, you guys can go back and listen to the Valentine Imperial episode, but we talked about the atmosphere there, and it's definitely very grown.
Giving grown adults.
And granted.
But like adults.
I was
like,
going to say granted.
Like
we didn't say grown and sexy. We just said grown.
Mature.
So, very mature.
Yes. Not mature.
Because why do people say it like that? Why do people
certain words I just be like, all right, y'all.
Where did mature come from?
I guess.
Now, when I say it, I'm saying it to make fun of the fact.
Those are the people that stay at Valentine's. So if you say mature like that, then
you staying at Valentine.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. And before we jump into it, get your tickets for the latest Boss Babes Love Brunch event.
Period.
Okay, because don't act like I ain't see that.
See y'all in a couple weeks.
Period. But before we jump into all of that, today, guys, we are comparing two of our favorite destinations, and honestly, probably yours as well. Dominican Republic versus Mexico.
Y'all know we love some Mexico.
Okay, because
we love DR too.
Yeah, but we really love Mexico. So we're gonna go into places to stay, things to do, what makes them different, what makes them alike, all that good stuff. So stick around if you're interested in that topic. Yeah. Or stick around because you like us.
Exactly.
But before we jump into all of that, a little bit of Goddess Mel from our inbox to yours. Take us away, Jazz.
Yes. So this week's Goddess Mel was quite informative because it spooked me out a little bit. So I don't know if you guys watch You, that used to be on Netflix.
I remember that show.
And Joe and how creepy he was.
I didn't actually watch it, but you could not know about it from the internet.
It's just those stalkerish ways. So this had like a You tone to it. There was a gentleman who basically stalked a lady down to her hotel based on the content that she was posting.
And it was like in depth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ultimately she was just posting like TikTok stories, like, you know, like not trying to say where she was. And I think she literally said, you guys won't believe where I am. And like, we'll talk about it later. Like, and I think her intention was to be vague about where she was during the time. Yeah. Because, you know, we say post when you leave or post discreetly, like don't give up too much information about your location. However, based on the content that she posted, he was able to get down to the hotel, to the room type that she had. Which
is crazy. Yeah. And if you haven't seen the video, obviously click the show note or go to the show notes and we have the link there. Yes. But it's insane to think that anybody could essentially do that. Absolutely. I mean, he looked at where she was, where the menu was located in the restaurant that she visited.
Yes.
He even went all the way down to, she mentioned an area where Jason Momoa was, the actor.
Exactly.
And then he went to Jason Momoa's page to see where he was located, to then narrow down her location.
It was sick.
Crazy.
It was the plates for me. He went down to her plates room were crazy. Service and the type of plates that she received during room service. Yeah. It was very intense.
Yeah.
All that to say, be careful what you post, especially if you're traveling solo. I think a lot of us like want to document those solo experiences because it's so monumental. However, you do have to protect yourself. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'm doing a thing, but don't give up too much information, because a lot of those, like, certain things, like if you tag certain restaurants or if you share your location, like on your Instagram story or on TikTok, people can just visit those locations.
Absolutely.
And just find content from that in the moment. Yeah. So you could just have a person who's like, I'm here. Who else is here?
Yeah. Like, no, for real. And it's scary to think that, because, you know, in the age that we're in, the day and age that we're in, you want to share, you want to educate your audience,
Exactly.
you want to let people know the experiences that they can look forward to and all of those types of things. And I even just think about my own content. Like, I like for people to feel like they're going on this journey with me.
Yeah.
And I am intentional about like not necessarily posting if I'm by myself on a trip until I've left. But, you know, when we travel together or when I'm traveling with more than one person, I do want to share that information. You know, it's part of what I do.
Right.
So finding the balance to make sure that you're still safe is definitely, you know, just territory to navigate.
Yeah. Spooky.
Yeah. Also, we're going to apologize because I have no idea if you guys can hear this, but apparently they're doing construction.
Yeah. Might be some sound.
So it is intense. Our producer said he can't hear it, so all good, but we can hear it and it's stressing us out. Yeah. So I think moral of the story is be smart.
Yes.
Be safe when you're traveling.
Exactly.
We know you might want to
solo.
flex with your location.
Right, and rightfully so.
But it's not worth your
it's not
your
worth
life.
your safety. Like, and if you move around, if you change locations, you know, maybe if you want to share your hotel after you move to another one, or me personally, like I share a lot of information after the experience.
Yeah.
You know, so you're still able to give that full recap experience and insights of the hotel, resort, etc. But I'm gonna be safe.
Yeah.
Because I don't need you to be at my door.
That was wild. Like.
And I don't think he was a creep. I think he was just showing us.
No, he was showing us how a creep could achieve this.
But his approach was creepy because it gave Joe from you. And I'm like,
well, I think that was his intention.
He gave creepy.
He was here to show you.
But I think he's a good guy.
That this is what can happen if you are not paying attention and think that you're evading your audience. And I personally, the last thing I'll say is, I don't care if you have 5 followers or 5 million followers.
Exactly.
Anybody can do this.
Exactly.
And you don't know who is interested in you that way.
Or just interested in people. Like, again, that's just generally looking for things in that area just based off of the bio geotags and stuff, like where it's like, oh, I'm just going to go to this and just see who's in this area near this site.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because I think, you know, someone might listen and go, oh, well, I only got 500 followers. Nobody worried about it. They are. Don't think that. Yeah. So be smart, be safe.
Exactly.
And especially if you're traveling to Dominican Republic or Mexico.
For sure.
For sure. Because let's be honest, we love them places, but the creeps be out.
Not only the creeps, but also they be getting tourists.
Yeah.
And that's why we sharing this information, because it's so easy to go to these 2 places because they're so touristy and get got.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't overspent. You didn't over tip. You didn't overpay for your cab. You might have got stopped by the cops.
Yep.
And had to pay something.
Yep.
So we're going to share some tips on how to efficiently maneuver these places.
Hey, y'all. Yeah.
It's your girls of 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂, shoot us an email at info@𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
Yeah. So with that, we'll jump into our topic for today: Dominican Republic versus Mexico. So we'll kind of break it down by different categories, and we'll discuss each destination based on that category, and we'll go from there. So first category we have is popular areas to stay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Mexico.
You know, number one, you think Mexico, you think Cancun.
Period.
It's like, you know, Mexico's main airport for the most part. It's the most touristy area, I would say. Anyway, if you haven't been, Cancun is possibly on your list.
Yeah, and it's funny because even on our last episode, when I finally visited Cancun for the first time, I also just felt like I had to do it. Like, it's like, I don't even know why I'm here, but I know that I have to be here to check this off my list and say I did it and experience it. So it's definitely one of those places where, like, yeah, we're going to fly into Cancun International Airport. We're going to go to Cancun.
Exactly.
And it's also its proximity to other things makes it a decent destination as well, or a popular place to stay. Another area, my personal favorite, Riviera Maya. If y'all been around here for a while, y'all know I love me some Riviera Maya.
Yes.
Get into it. But I also really enjoy Riviera Maya because of the landscape there. Yeah. It's some of the most beautiful beaches and the lush greens. Yeah, you know, I love me some greenery.
Yeah, it's very photo-esque.
Yeah, I was going to say, because fun fact, if you're looking for the bomb photo, find the greenery.
Yes.
And it will do it for you. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and those beaches, some of the most beautiful beaches in Mexico, for sure.
Yep. And then your new favorite.
Yeah, my new fave, Playa del Carmen, which you cannot go wrong. I would say the Miami of Mexico.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, the Miami of Mexico, for sure. Because it's kind of like we talked about it before, you know, Ocean Drive in Miami.
Exactly.
You're like
the Strip.
Right there at the Strip, a block over is the ocean.
Exactly.
And all the shops and all the bars and everything is there. Beaches, or not beaches, hotels on the beach. Like, it's Miami.
Yeah, literally. Literally Miami.
Period. And then, of course, Tulum. And granted, guys, we are talking about places to stay or popular areas when you fly into the Cancun International Airport.
Yes.
We obviously know there's Cabo, there's Cozumel, Mexico City, all those things. Puerto Vallarta, Mexico's huge, okay?
Yeah.
But we're just specifically talking about popular areas when you fly into Cancun International Airport. So the last one would be Tulum. And funny enough, in a matter of a couple of weeks, Tulum will have their own airport open at the end of March. So that's exciting. But we all know Tulum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, another very photo-esque place, I would say.
Yeah. I'm currently contemplating going back to Tulum.
Yeah. I mean, the TGI
I
Tulum
know, dog.
make you want to go back to Tulum. Do I want to take that ride from the airport? Not necessarily.
That's the part.
However,
that is the part, because that airport ride is now. Granted, it depends on your driver too, because I feel like when we were coming back, we got back quick.
It's just, you know, I'm ready to start vacation. Like, get me there.
That's when you would have a private transfer, because you won't need the bottles in the car.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be about an hour and a half.
That's when you start your party at the airport.
Yeah, you're gonna need that. So those are a few areas in Mexico specifically. And I would say, guys, if you have any others, drop it in the comments and let us know. Yeah, definitely. But those are just some of the popular ones that we know about. Again, plenty of other things out there as well. And then popular places in the DR. Let's see. I think you say this is like 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I know. I think it's 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 and then 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So I'm pretty sure it's 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And if it ain't, I mean, sue me. But yeah, so that's definitely a popular area because it has a lot of resorts. A lot of resorts over there. And then, of course, Punta Cana.
Oh, exactly. Like the go-to in the DR, Punta Cana, is kind of like I would compare it to Cancun in Mexico. So you'll have a lot of resorts, a very multi-layered place. So you have your adults only, your family friendly, you have the club vibes. So a good one.
Yeah. And then last but not least, I recently visited this area, La Romana. Which if you're flying into PUJ, which is Punta Cana International Airport, it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive, but they do have their own airport. You could fly into the La Romana airport, probably a little bit more expensive to do so because it's a smaller airport. But nevertheless, if you didn't want to take that 45-minute to an hour drive, similar to Tulum in Mexico, then you can fly in direct. But nevertheless, this area is stunning. Yeah. Okay, like
it gives luxury.
It does. It really does. And again, the resorts that are in this area, the beaches that they're on are breathtaking. Yeah. So if you're interested in DR, definitely consider those three areas. And obviously, again, similar to Mexico, Dominican Republic has plenty of places. So these are just the three when you fly into PUJ.
Exactly. But DR is huge.
DR is huge as well. Any other areas you can think of?
I will also honorable mention Cap Cana, which is technically in Punta Cana, but I guess you would consider it like the suburbs of Punta Cana.
Yeah.
It's like a newer area, more elevated area. People who have like rental properties or like some celebrities have homes out there. It's gorgeous.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
Yep. And we got actually a couple of properties in that area on our list.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Gorgeous.
Perfect segue into places to consider for your stay when traveling to either of these destinations. So we'll start with Mexico first, and you'll hear some of our faves, repeat offenders on the list, but that's also because they just get the job done.
They are good.
Yes, and they're in these areas of which we've mentioned. So it's certainly, if you're new to Mexico or you're still exploring Mexico and want to have different adventures, consider these properties.
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, Barcelo Maya Riviera.
Come on.
I know.
It's the compound.
It's the compound. And the reason it's great is because literally it's 6 resorts on this compound.
Yes.
And you can experience all different vibes. Like if you're looking for luxury, you got it. Adults only luxury. If you're looking for family luxury, if you're looking for budget friendly, if you're just looking for something in between, all of those things, they're all there.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Barcelo, the compound, but obviously Barcelo Maya Riviera is my personal fave because that's the adults only. Yes.
That's the one, not the 2. That's the one out the 6.
That is definitely the one. So if you're leaving them children at home, this is the one you need to be. And I actually just recently stayed here. So if you go and look at my Mexico story, this was the resort I stayed when I was on the solo side of my trip before Jasmine met me. And we did Hilton together. So again, if you notice when I was in that story, I was not sharing my location.
Barcelo is gorgeous.
But of course, back to that point, if you know Barcelo and you've seen that background,
that's why I'm like, I just knew.
You technically would have known.
Like that backdrop is like, you just know where it is. So
now you got to be careful with that too. Like, dang, I just wanted to give the backdrop, but
everybody don't know though.
Ciao. But yeah, I mean, if you are interested in an adults only all-inclusive experience, Barcelo.
For sure.
Yes.
Our fave, again, more faves, Valentine Imperial. You cannot go wrong with them. Another 5-star adults only, very grown.
Very grown.
Very grown.
Very grown is hilarious. Because it's true. I mean, you guys can go back and listen to the Valentine Imperial episode, but we talked about the atmosphere there, and it's definitely very grown.
Giving grown adults.
And granted.
But like adults.
I was going to say granted. Like we didn't say grown and sexy. We just said grown. So, very mature.
Yes. Not mature.
Because why do people say it like that? Why do people
certain words I just be like, all right, y'all.
Where did mature come from?
I guess.
Now, when I say it, I'm saying it to make fun of the fact.
Those are the people that stay at Valentine. So if you say mature like that, then
you're staying at Valentine.
There's your suggestion.
Great. But it is a adults only, all-inclusive on a gorgeous beach.
5-star, amazing amenities.
Yes. And fabulous cocktails as well, and great food. So it's a good offering for the mature.
For the mature. The grown and mature.
I love it. Oh man. Our third one in Mexico will be I know, Catalonia, Costa Mujeres.
This property.
First of all, the theme is all the properties on the Mexico list have the best beaches.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I just realized that as I'm looking at the ones we've listed. Yeah. The beaches at all of these are insane.
Property is beautiful. Another brand new property as well.
Yeah.
What I think.
Yeah, all of these are with
21.
Yeah, so they're all fairly new. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Catalonia, Costa Mujeres. Again, if you can go back, I think we actually did that in episode 2, so that was a while back. But
way back.
We arrived at that property and we were just like, whoa. This is stunning. And I also recently went back there when I did my batch weekend. Mm-hmm. And I recorded a video, and one of my friends who was supposed to come and didn't go, she was like, now, why would you pick this nice property when I can't come?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a family-friendly property, but again, the facilities are stunning.
Yes.
It's so pretty. And this is one of those properties as well where you can upgrade your stay with their premium option, which honestly you can do at all of the ones that we're mentioning.
Yeah.
And then elevate your amenities in that regard. But yeah.
Certainly worth the upgrade there.
Yeah. I would absolutely say at 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗂 Costa Mujeres, if you can afford that little bump up, bump yourself.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Last but not least,
Hilton Playa del Carmen.
Go back previous episode.
Yeah, another one that we did a deep dive into. Y'all know we love Playa del Carmen, but the Hilton all-inclusive in Playa del Carmen is the one. Like, I would say it's one of the top resorts in the Playa del Carmen area. It has everything to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Playa del Carmen specifically, which is like the Miami of Mexico, if you will. So you're already getting that part, where it's like you got plenty to do, you got the vibing, and you have, you know, an experience that's balanced, where it's like if you like nightlife and you like activities and things and you like leaving the resort
it's right there
and experiencing, it's right there.
Right there.
But then you also have a full-fledged 5-star resort. That if you want to stay,
you can stay. If you want to just do the spa and just chill in your room, get room service, enjoy the beach.
That's also exactly. So that's why
it's not a hotel or a resort that's pushing you off the property where you're like, I need to go somewhere else to eat. And again, like, because Playa is so accessible, it tends to kind of have that feel where you're like, oh, well, I'll skip this and go here. You gonna want to stay on property. You're gonna be torn.
For sure.
So the Hilton is definitely a great one.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. And we've sent clients there, so we can attest to it being a good experience, as with all of the ones on this list. And now for your must-stays in the DR.
I'm just thinking about this first one. Oh my God, my experience here was amazing.
Oh goodness, to set the tone for your Dominican Republic life.
Like, it will never be the same. But I don't know if I'll ever go back. Expensive. Secrets Cap Cana. Again, we talked about Cap Cana being like a elevated area of the Punta Cana area. And Secrets, if you know, is an adults only resort, and their theme is all luxury, all inclusive, all luxury.
Yeah.
And it's called Secrets because they have these like little hidden doors. So you can get room service, things delivered to your room privately. Beautiful resort. Another resort you just walk onto and it's like, this is not real. Like, so beautiful.
I love it. And that is adults only, right? Yep. Yeah. And most of, I think all the secrets
are adults
properties
only,
are adults only. Yeah. I haven't been to that. I'm actually trying to think. I don't think I've ever stayed at a Secrets.
That was my only time staying at Secrets, and I loved it.
Yeah. Most people who stay at Secrets love it.
Yeah. I'm like, I see why people are consistently committed to.
I was gonna say they're loyal to that.
Where it's like Breathless, Dream, Secrets, like
they're very loyal.
Standard.
Yep. Okay. Next up on the must stay DR list is Excellence El Carmen. So this again is located in the Uvera Alta. Child.
You see, I let her get through this.
I know. It's like, I'll be trying. But no, it's located in that area. But if you're familiar with the Excellence properties in general, then you know.
They are excellent.
They are excellent. From the moment you cross the threshold, the glass of champagne is waiting for you. You haven't even said hello. They've already said welcome. Okay?
Yeah, they have a standard.
They do. And this property in particular is absolutely fantastic because all of their rooms are like suites. And we're not talking junior suites. No, we're talking every room has a pool of some sort, whether it's a little plunge pool or a full-blown Olympic pool in your backyard. Yes, my room had a backyard with a full pool.
Wow.
Crazy. And that was not even the highest category. Like nowhere near the highest category. So you can only imagine it's up from there. The food at the property, lovely. And again, the beach, Beautiful.
Come on, excellent.
Yeah. So Excellence, if you haven't ever stayed at an Excellence property, because honestly, I feel like many people haven't.
Yeah.
Their brand is, it's not new, but it's kind of like, what is this?
Yeah.
And most people, like you mentioned, they just go with the brands
What
that they know.
Mm-hmm.
But don't sleep on Excellence.
Yeah.
Like
I see it often. I haven't stayed there, so gotta add it to the list.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. We love the champagne on the walkthrough.
Period. You already know.
Next up, we have Catalonia Royal Bavaro. Catalonia is a consistent brand.
Yeah.
Across all of the countries that they're in.
Yeah.
Mexico, DR, Spain, everywhere. They're very consistent with their offerings. Another great all-inclusive option.
Yep.
I feel like you can't go no wrong with Catalonia.
You can't. And like you said, I think that they are consistent in their offering, which makes them, a good selection, because sometimes when you go from different countries, you feel like,
no,
I had a better stay or a better experience when I was in X versus in Y. And I've now stayed at their properties in different countries, and I can say it's consistent. Which is nice. And this property specifically, the Royal Bavaro, is also a newer property, or newly renovated, I should say. This one is adults only, but it does share, or like you have crossover privileges, I should say, with the family-friendly side across the way, but they can't go over to you. And this is one of the traditional ones where it is separated, but you can walk across.
You want to try a different restaurant.
Right. But you do have a bunch of your own restaurants and a bunch of your own activities on the Royal Bavaro side, which is good. Again, the facilities itself, it's a smaller property, but it's attached to this large one. And there's just so much to do because of that. And then also is attached to a, what do you call those places? Why am I thinking of a beach club?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
which is fun.
Which is awesome. Like, I haven't seen that.
Save on transportation.
Literally, you walk to the beach club.
Still get the vibes.
Get your cabana, like, it was lit. And I was like, this is dope.
Yeah, I love that.
And then, so, DR is actually doing it with their resorts, because we love Mexico. And you can't go wrong with Mexico. They still probably is top on all inclusive, but the DR is doing what they need to do.
DR gives you that party vibe. Like, if you're looking for things to do on the property, like even with that beach club attached to the resort, like they keep in mind, they know what people are here for.
Yeah, I just thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that's decent.
Last but not least, Sanctuary, Cape Cana. Back to the Cape Cana area.
I was about to say back to Cape Cana.
Again, if you see Cape Cana in any title,
just no 5-star.
Just no 5 star.
Like, no question about it.
No question about it. You are getting top tier luxury and service.
Absolutely.
And Sanctuary Cape Cana is indeed that. I put it on the list because I still haven't stayed here, but like, I've sent so many clients here now.
It's gorgeous.
And everyone's just like, oh my gosh. Like, so I'm like, okay, apparently.
It's the one. I think also another resort where if you're looking to stay on the resort and have everything you need, like those Cape Cana resorts are just like, you're in paradise. You don't need to go nowhere.
Facts. And this is another adults only. Sorry.
Yep. Not sorry.
The actual, as I look at the list, the entire Dominican Republic list is adults only.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that sets the tone.
Yeah.
DR,
so,
leave them kids at home.
Yeah. I mean, although I think, don't they have a Nickelodeon resort?
They do.
So there you go. If you're looking for that.
Yep. I actually just was like doing some research on that Nickelodeon resort.
So you could bring the kids.
And they got great adult offerings. Like the bar looks super lit at that Nickelodeon resort. So
that's the thing.
We'll add that.
And my honorable mention, right? In my opinion, the mark of a good family-friendly resort is how
they tailor to the adults.
How they take care of the adults.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because Nickelodeon, they're going to take care of the kids. The kids is cool. But when I saw that they had like specialty cocktails and like all these cute, cool presentations and cups, I was like, okay, let me see y'all. So honorable mention, Nickelodeon and DR.
So yes, if you're thinking about DDR, definitely consider these resorts because we already know they will do what they're supposed to do for your expectations.
For sure.
And of course, let us book it for you so that way you really can enjoy your whole experience. And you don't got to do no work. You just show up.
Period.
Speaking of experiences.
Yes. Now we done got you into an area, got you into a resort. Now let's have some fun.
Now let's get into it. Yes. So must experience when you touch down in these places or while you're staying in these places. So we'll start with Mexico first.
Yes. And it's Mexico. You got to do a tequila tasting.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to go to Tequila, Mexico. You could go to Cancun. But a tequila tasting is very popular in Mexico, obviously. Mexico, tequila.
Period.
And they will clown the American tequilas. I feel like I mentioned that in episodes before. When you do these tequila tastings, they will tell you, like, that Casamigos don't got nothing on what you about to drink.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. So it's nice to get insight from people, like, because we just know what we know. So we like, Casamigos not good. Like,
or we know we think we know.
Like, I thought it was good.
Actually, who told us it was good? Like, let's honestly, be honest.
My people be having me brainwashed. But anyway.
Right.
A tequila tasting is a must do in Mexico for sure.
I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. And that's all facts. Okay. I'm trying to think. I still haven't done a tequila tasting in Mexico.
They are good. And
I'm lying. I did one in Cabo.
Okay, yeah.
It's still Mexico. I'll be forgetting sometimes.
I gotta get to Cabo.
You do. And you have to stay at LeBlanc.
Yeah.
LeBlanc, hit us up.
Yeah, because that's the only way I'm coming.
Oh, goodness. Next on the experience list, a cenote visit.
Yes.
Right? Like, you got to visit a cenote, swim at the cenote, see the cenote, jump in the cenote.
Definitely.
Get into the cenote.
For
Sorry.
sure.
My lashes, child.
Yeah, the cenote is a must do. Like, y'all know I don't be in the water, but I've done several cenote visits because it's an experience. You get the full experience if you want to like jump in or glide in. They have like different little ways you can swing in.
Yeah.
If you're adventurous,
Oh,
like
yeah,
my
you
friends.
can like zip line into one.
Zip line, swing in, whatever you into. Or you could just stand on a step, stand in the water, get some
a
pictures.
picture.
And some of them are really like nice. Like some are like, I know you've done where you have to swim through tunnels to get into some. Some are like, actual, like you have to go a distance to like actually get into the cenote. So it's a bunch of different options.
Yeah. So with that being said, do your research.
Yes, definitely. Do your research before you just pull up to a cenote and you be like, whoa, how I got to get, it's in a cave?
Okay. Because that was how I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God I was with Kyrie.
It's worth the pictures though, but are you going to get there?
Child, it was a swim in the dark.
Yeah, that
with some bats
out for me. Y'all know me. I'm gonna sit it out.
It was much, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But they're all not created the equal.
Exactly. So
that's
do
to
your
your
research
point.
because there are, I want to say, hundreds of cenotes in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Another thing is day trips. So depending on the area that you stay in, we mentioned a bunch of different areas from Cancun, Playa, Tulum. You can take day trips to the other areas to, do different excursions.
Yeah, and I love day trips because I just feel like you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 on your vacation. So when you're staying in, again, we're talking about when you're flying in the Cancun International Airport and then branching out. If you're staying in any of those areas, then you can take day trips easily around. So you can, if you're not staying in Tulum, you can take a day trip to Tulum. You can go back to our first episode where we gave you a full-blown Tulum itinerary on all that you can do. And like, honestly, that's a day.
Yep.
You could take a day trip to Chichén Itzá, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Yes. And obviously you should do that because then you say you got to see a 7 wonder of the world.
Exactly.
Stunting much?
Period.
You can take a day trip to Cozumel, which is another city or area of Mexico. And you can do that by ferry, which is great. And then, of course, you can take a day trip by ferry to Isla, and I'll let Jasmine tell you because that's her favorite.
Yes, it is. Like what? Like, and it's the thing with 𝗓𝒂𝒃 is like you said, you get that 2-for-1 experience, but it's also such a beautiful place. Like it's a breathtaking island. So to have the accessibility to do that while you're in Mexico, 10 out of 10 suggest doing it.
Yeah, and of course, when you're doing these day trips, you certainly want to book with either the hotel or, the tour operator that is listed at the hotel or, with a reputable tour operator. So that way, all of your things are included and your trip is seamless, and more importantly, your transportation is included.
Exactly.
Because sometimes they'll be like, you got to get to where, you got to meet us here. Yep. And then we got you.
Especially when it's like something like a ferry like that. Because I personally dealt with that where we missed our ferry and we had to book our own ferry to get to our excursion on 𝗕𝒓𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍.
Yeah.
So definitely book with someone that is either at your resort or a travel advisor or direct transportation.
Yeah, because they will leave you.
Yeah.
You got to
and
get
take
there.
Your money, like,
yeah, like you got to get here. You signed the paper. So bye.
I thought you said you was going to come to the island. I never said I was coming to the hotel to pick you up.
Okay. Because listen, fine print is everything. That happened to me too. And then I bullied my way into, no, you're going to come pick me up.
Come get me.
But technically, I missed the fine print. So we telling you, don't miss the fine print. And then last but not least, on the must experience in Mexico is 𝗓𝒃𝒃𝒃.
I still haven't done it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a staple at this point. Like, it's a water park, amusement park, theme park.
It's a lot.
Archaeological park. Yeah. It's so much in one place.
Yeah. It's a lot. It is a lot.
And then they also have resorts in there as well.
Yeah, they have their own hotels, so you could literally stay local to the parks. And they have like transportation. But yeah, it's an experience. I have clients who are always interested in doing like a day trip there.
Oh yeah.
Definitely if you have kids, it's something to do. But if you're adventurous and you just like seeking those like zip lining, like full day excursion things, they have all of those things housed there.
Yeah, it's I always say it's like the Mexico Disney World.
Exactly.
Or Universal Studios.
That's decent. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because it's so much to do, and it is technically a theme park. And then it also has places to stay too, and places to eat, and all of that. So it's kind of like if I took the day and went to Universal Studios.
Yeah, I'm not a theme park girl, but again, clients love it.
How are we just discovering this right now?
I've never been to Six Flags, so.
Jasmine, who are you? I thought I knew you.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not that fun, y'all. Like, that's too fun for me.
This is crazy.
Slow down.
So wait, so you would never go?
I've been propositioned. I haven't been.
I've been propositioned. What is this,
still
a corner?
I still haven't been. I've been to Dorney Park.
Okay.
If y'all know what that is.
Yeah, Dorney's not bad, but Six Flags is the one.
But that's how you know I'm like not into it, because I'm like,
I cannot believe this.
I could do without it.
So you wouldn't actually go?
Maybe.
I'm so like, listen, I'm asking because I'm like challenge accepted.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not opposed, but I'm not overly interested either.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Now I know. Okay.
Not that fun. Y'all know that.
You are fun though. All right. Must experience in the DR.
Yes.
Saona Island.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
We love a good boat day.
Yes. Like, if you do nothing else, if you're there for 4 days and 3 nights and you're like, all right, I need a day to relax and then I got to go. Saona Island.
Yes.
You have to book it. It is not a question.
It looks so lit.
It's like all day. It's an all day excursion. They pick you up in the morning. You drive out. You meet the boat. You take the boat over to the island. You're drinking. You're hanging. You can do a booze cruise version of one, or you can just do a regular, speedboat over. You're there. You enjoy lunch on this stunning beach, stunning island.
So good.
That's where you can take your photos when you're laying out on the palm trees and all. Ciao.
I'm so mad I didn't get a chance to do it.
You will do it. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you will do it. Then, of course, then they take you over. You get back on the boat. You sail over to where the starfish are in the Blue Lagoon. And this is not Iceland's Blue Lagoon. This is DR's Blue Lagoon, which is basically like you're in the middle of the ocean, but the water doesn't come past your like torso.
Oh wow!
So you get to like standing out. Yeah, it's so good.
Cool.
But then there's also all these starfish.
Oh wow!
They're so pretty. I know. So yeah, so if you're at your hotel and you go up to the excursion desk, or if you're booking with your Travel Goddess International travel advisor, and you're like, I need to do an excursion day, sauna island experience.
Yes, yeah.
And all of them usually are full day, and they include all of these different stops.
Priced.
They are.
Yeah,
you can get a full day for like $96 or something.
They are quite reasonably priced.
And that's kind of consistent with DR too. Like, their prices are very reasonable.
Definitely.
They're not hitting you over the head. The conversion is doing what it's supposed to do.
For sure. Another great thing to do, 𝗂𝒃𝒃 Adventure Park. You know, we got our ATV, zip lining, all that fun stuff. Basically, excursion day, all in one.
Yeah.
So you don't have to bounce around.
Right.
You can get all of your adventure stuff out. I know a lot of people, especially when you do those Caribbean vacations, are looking to zip line, ATV, get a little dirty. So that would be the place to do that.
Yeah, you probably will get dirty. So I definitely say for the girls, the biker shorts and the sports bras with sneakers is the look for
like
this
a
day.
Scarf or something to cover your hair because it's going to get dirty, but it's fun.
Yeah,
always a fun excursion to do.
Yeah, when I did it, it was like the day after it rained, so the dune buggy part was so muddy.
Yeah, no,
but it was fun to do. But it was like, child. I left those sneakers in DR.
One and done for the ATVs for me. I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. Wear something you don't care to leave in the DR. Another thing to do is horseback riding on the beach.
Yeah, so cute and romantic.
It is. And like, if you can do it during the sunset, even better. Yeah. Mostly even better for your photos, because there's that. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always thinking, what's the best photo?
You gotta get the pic.
You got to get the pic. But the horseback riding on the beach is cool because the horses go walk out into the water.
Yes.
And you can kind of be on land and then be in sea. And it's just nice to do.
I think that's cool.
And they do it in it's becoming more popular across the Caribbean now, but I recall seeing it first in the DR. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So if you can do it, do it.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, so I definitely got to add that to my list too.
Guess where I did it?
In DR?
In Cabo.
You did it in Antigua too.
Did I? Yeah. I did, funny enough, but I didn't go into the water because I had on my wedding dress, guys. We took photos on the beach with the horse after the ceremony before we went to the reception, but no water. But in Cabo, this is me telling Jasmine that she needs to go to Cabo.
No, Cabo is like on the list. So Cabo episode loading. Lastly on the list would be rest and relaxation. Obviously, we talked about the different areas in Punta Cana. In DR, can be super lit.
Yeah.
A lot of people think about DR, you think about Punta Cana, you think about those like party resorts. But we want you to know that there are plenty of places, including the places that we listed.
Yes.
That you can go to and relax and just really enjoy being in a tropical paradise.
Yeah. And I usually tell folks that are looking for R&R, DR.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't want to turn up, you don't have to turn up. Like, you actually got to go find it. Like, you got to know where to go for the turn up. They do. But yeah, if you actually just want to relax and enjoy and take a break from your life back at home, then yeah, the DR does that.
Definitely.
And the accommodations allow for that too, because their accommodations, like some of the ones we mentioned, they're spacious, they're comfortable, they're on good stretches of beach, the service is good. So like you said earlier, if you don't want to leave the resort,
you don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is nice.
Our last segment.
Yes.
Tips. Because guys, you can go to these destinations and not really know what to do when you get there.
And I know what you're doing.
And the funny thing is, and not even the funny, but the reality is, even with listening to this podcast, like, if you haven't been places, and sometimes it's trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we hope that in listening, you feel a little bit more equipped when you're visiting certain destinations or visiting certain resorts. You know what to look for, you know what to ask, and so forth. So these tips would be how we set you up for success.
Exactly. So
starting with Mexico.
Getting some tips for Mexico. Firstly, which I have fell victim to. No, I just was impatient and needed a drink. But do not buy those drinks at that Margaritaville. The Cancun airport is chaotic. It is so chaotic. So you come out and you are being attacked. And like we talk about how you're on vacation and you go into like maybe certain areas and it's a lot of vendors and you want to barter. Like this is the epitome of that. As soon as you land, they are like vultures. Mm-hmm. Like it is crazy. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're like, wait, do they know me? Like did I book with them? Like wait, like they will have you like second guess and then as soon as you start looking, like they got you.
Yes.
Don't stop. Just go. Book your transfer. Know the company that you're booking for. Keep your eyes forward and go.
No, for real.
And don't stop at that bar. Because drinks are $60. Like, no joke. Drinks are literally $50, $60.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, if you got a budget.
Yeah. Especially
you're going to blow it there.
If you're staying in Cancun, you right around the corner. Just give it a second. You will have your welcome drink in 5 minutes. Just give it a second.
But yeah, to your point about the people, the gauntlet of people, once you've cleared customs and grabbed your luggage,
they are vultures.
They are insane. And like you said, they will have you thinking you know them and that you book with them or that they actually want to help you.
Yeah.
And
they're great salespeople.
Just don't do it.
Salespeople.
Like you said, book in advance. So that way you're just like, boom. And also, if you can, have your transportation company on WhatsApp.
Yes.
So that you can communicate with them directly. And you can, like, once you tell those people, oh, no, you show them your phone or you say, oh, I'm currently texting them. Even if you're not texting them, tell them you're texting them. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Because they are literally just trying to sell you something. And I fell victim to that slightly. It didn't always get to victim status, but we had a conversation that was too long for my liking.
They'll get you.
But then I realized what it was, and then I went about it because they were trying to tell me, they were trying to give me transportation, and then also telling me like I could do a 2-for-1 excursion, like a buy one get one. It just became a whole thing, and then I realized I'm not even getting transportation from you. Let me get out of here.
Exactly. I already got my transportation.
So yeah, just like you said, keep your eyes on the prize. Get outside. And keep going past the Margaritaville.
Yes. Straight.
And to that point, another tip would be to maybe consider opting for private transportation.
Yeah.
Unless, as we discovered in our last episode, you're staying in Cancun.
Then you're right there.
Then you're kind of right there. So it just depends on your preference at that point because you're going to be in a car for 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, if you're staying beyond the hotel zone, which is Cancun, maybe consider private transportation. So that way you can get to your vacation. Yes. Because if you are skipping the Margaritaville, then you probably got a 30 to 45 minute drive ahead of you.
Exactly.
So private, you can at least request, some champagne or beer if that's your thing.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
To be waiting in the vehicle for you. And now you can at least feel like you're starting vacation.
Yeah, because they usually will offer you like a little water, soft drinks, maybe some beer, champagne.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the other thing to that too is, which I've learned, it's not always a guarantee.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you talk about it if you want it.
Yeah. Because I just was thinking it was a guarantee. Yeah. And then, things are changing in countries and prices are changing on things too. So some of the normals that used to happen, they may not be the case. So if that is an expectation, certainly let your travel advisor know or let the company know. I desire to have something waiting for me.
Absolutely.
That's alcoholic.
Yeah. And to that point, lastly, I would say tip your staff. Like, whether you're on resort, whether you're dealing with your transfer, because that sets the tone. Yeah. Because when you're dealing with your resort staff, the people during your excursions that's picking you up and things of that nature, the people that you're communicating with, they will treat you based upon how you treat them.
Ain't that the truth? It's messed up, but it is the reality.
On that drop off, on a pickup, you might have that bottle of champagne waiting for you just because you did what you were supposed to do. So,
because some people talk, they talk to each other.
Yeah, they do. So internally, again, in the resorts through WhatsApp, like with the transfers, with the excursions, they let oh no,
they got the ballers over here.
So then when they come pick you up, you might have a different vibe. So
or we got the 𝗕𝗃𝗄𝗄s over here.
Exactly. You wonder why they ignoring me? Like it's like you ain't pay nothing, right? And they knew that.
Oh, that's hilarious, but true. So definitely bring some ones.
Yes.
And tip those people.
For sure. Tip those people.
So that way, you can elevate your service a little bit.
Yes.
All right. Navigating DR.
Yes. Some tips for the DR. Okay. Now this, I
was gonna say
this is like the biggest one. And
this is straight like that.
Yeah. The food in DR is just not the best. Mm-mm. And y'all know, like, I love to debunk the resort food's not that good. But just from reviews, from personal experience, it is just something about the food that is not the best. Yeah. Not saying that you're not going to have good meals, not saying that you're not going to enjoy the food, but it's not the best. Yeah. But the drinks be drinking. Yep. It's going to be lit. You're going to have all inclusive. The alcohol is alcoholing. The excursions are going to have drinks added on. Again, you can get that lit experience. But as a foodie, I would say it's not the first place to be like, oh, I love this restaurant or I love this dish. You going to eat, but
you going to eat.
Just set your expectations.
But I was going to say, set your expectations.
That you want to get 5-star meals every day, especially when it comes to all inclusive, because we know resort food is, prepared in masses in the resorts anyway. So just set your expectations for the food.
Yeah. And that is the same for the 5-star properties. It's not, it's good. It's better than the 3-star and the 4-star properties, but it still is not wowing you to no end.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like they do in Mexico.
Yeah, because that food at that last resort was so
good. Go back and listen to the previous episode, guys.
Yeah,
that food stole the show.
Yeah. That's Mexico, though.
Yes, that is Mexico, since we're comparing. Another tip for DR, and honestly, just for any destination, confirm entrance fees are included with whatever excursion you're booking if it is one of those things where you need to go into somewhere. But I say that because I forget where I was going to visit, but I got there and then the tour guide is like, okay, it's going to be X amount of dollars. And I was like, well, what did I pay for?
Yeah.
So certainly ask that question or just clarify that question, especially if you're booking at the hotel with the tour operators that are there in the lobby. Clarify. Like, do not be afraid to ask questions. I know sometimes you could feel like, oh, I don't want to be that person or I don't want to seem ignorant. You're spending your money.
Yeah, because we talked about reading the fine print. You don't always have the fine print in front of you when you book with through those type of vendors, or even like local vendors. That would be another tip. Talk to the locals as well when it comes to different excursions and stuff if you're on the beach and stuff. But again, you're not always presented with paperwork or things that you can read the fine print. So in those instances, ask.
Yeah, most of the paperwork just says, in the event of your death, we're not responsible.
Yeah, or it'd be like paid, and it's like, or okay, paid. Yeah, like now what? So you want to know, so the point. That way they're not just getting you there, or then paying for this, but then you have to pay for a ferry or pay for, like you said, those entrance fees, depending on what it is. So definitely do your research there. Lastly, with DR, when you're traveling with a group, rent the boat. We talked about the booze cruises and the ferries, the speedboats, which are usually for group excursions. But if you're traveling with the group, I would say 4 or more, it's worth renting the boat. Get the booze. They have the cooler. They provide certain alcohol for you, a speaker, and do your own thing.
And again,
because it's reasonable.
It's reasonable. Exactly.
It's reasonable.
It's definitely it's, again, I don't know everybody budget, but it's not gonna break the bank. I know what boats cost. These is reasonable.
Absolutely. The boats in Miami for a private rental cost way more than the boats in Punta Cana for a private rental.
And you're probably getting more time.
Yep.
And
more to offer, because they just give you the boat. Experience. You got to bring your own everything. They just give you the boat. But with a lot of these rentals, you can get alcohol included, maybe lunch included, depending on where you're going. You can get lunch there.
Yep.
It's so reasonable.
Yeah. And the last thing, I'll say is when you're in DR, don't be afraid of the beach vendors. When we were staying at Excellence, there was a beach vendor that was telling us about a massage parlor that was just a little bit further down the beach. And literally, we were with a group of people. They probably went to this massage parlor like 3 times during the trip.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like $40 for 80 minutes. Like, it was crazy. And it was apparently good. I never made it. But in contrast to what the hotel wanted for 50 minutes.
Exactly.
$200. Very different. So I have noticed like the beach vendors in DR seem to be a little bit more safe and a little more vetted. So that's something to consider as well.
Even when we was there, I got my pictures with the parrot.
Yes.
And stuff like on the beach, rather like, having to go do an excursion to get that full experience. So yeah, don't be shy of those beach vendors.
Yeah. All right. Favorite thing to do and or experience in DR or Mexico?
That is a tough one.
I know.
You go.
Favorite thing. It's probably Mexico. Let me just narrow that down right now. Favorite thing in Mexico. Dang, what was on the list, child?
I know.
What was our things to do list?
Well, I'm gonna say eat. It's so funny because our producer said it before me, but y'all swear y'all know me. Yeah, it's gonna be eat in Mexico because how we just was saying like eating in DR is like, because y'all know I like to eat. I'm gonna go to DR. It's a vibe, but I'm gonna eat in Mexico like every time. I mean, I'm gonna eat everywhere every time, but y'all know what I mean. The dining experiences in Mexico are always a 10 out of 10. Is that better? That's better. Better put.
And on the flip side, I'm going to drink because the tequila be tequila.
Period.
Yeah. So I mean, Mexico is giving eat, drink, and be merry.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah. I do like the day trips there as well.
We love Mexico a little too bad.
A little too bad. Please visit Mexico. Give us a call.
I'm going to call y'all.
That part, right? The Lord said, ask and you shall receive.
I'm going to just call y'all. It's okay.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, if you guys have any favorites, definitely let us know. If there was anything that wasn't on the list and you know about and you want to give us the tea, we'd love to hear it and drop it in the comments. So that way we can inform ourselves and, of course, inform our clients. Because if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next vacation experience to life.
Period. So whether you're going to Mexico or DR or wherever, we got you covered. Visit travelgoddessintl.com and book your consultation.
Book your consultation so you can be outside this year. Oh, goodness. All right. Travel deal of the week. I'm actually pretty excited about this.
Yes, finally.
I know. Now, granted, I can't confirm how long it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But it's a thing today. The travel deal of the week, guys, is a solo deal.
Y'all been asking for it.
It's a solo deal.
Tasha's the sale maker.
I know, because listen, that's my life. So it's a solo deal, 4 days, 3 nights in Tulum.
Those Tulum deals be hitting, I'm telling you.
I know, they're so good.
They're so good.
Mid-March, Sunday to Wednesday, with round-trip flights via American Airlines, flying out of RDU, which is Raleigh, North Carolina, and staying at the 4-star hotel accommodations, the Waves Tulum.
Yes.
Which is a resort, and they have tons of stuff, which is not common for Tulum. Yep, so that's a good one. All of that, $470 per person. Well, in this case, for you,
just you, under $500 to go to Tulum.
That's so good.
That's so good.
Like, come on now. For those that are like, I'm tired of waiting for my friends. This group chat sucks.
Yes.
Nobody's ready to book.
Child.
$470, you go by yourself and have a time.
And if they want to meet you there, they can come too.
Okay.
Because that's still quite reasonable.
Yeah. Because technically it could be per person.
Exactly. That's even quite reasonable for double occupancy. So for you to have your own room, your own suite with your own pool.
Okay, now.
Come on.
Because it definitely is
Waves, TFS needs an invite. I'm gonna be calling y'all too because we send a ton of people there.
We do, and they been acting real funny.
Yeah, we gonna pull up on y'all.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
Either way, you gonna pull up on them because 470, you going to the waves.
You going to the waves. So of course, this is a exclusive deal.
Yes.
So a premium membership is required to access.
That $9.
I was about to say, Jasmine, tell you
already know.
For that little $9.
Pull out the $9.
Because y'all spent that on coffee this morning.
Yes.
All right.
Seriously.
With your extra pumps. Mm-hmm. So instead, that little $9 will have you outside.
In Tulum.
Come
on.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's so good.
Solo deals. Again, can't tell you how long they're going to stick around, but they here for
y'all
now.
Be wanting the solo deals, then don't be wanting the solo deals. So
no, there's no rhyme or reason at this point.
It's like, now that the group chat's not involved, what is the problem?
What is the excuse?
I thought I removed the issue. So
exactly.
We gonna see.
Lord, it's time to get brunchy. I cannot.
Yes. So this week's Brunch Abroad, we are keeping it local. We actually had our last Boss Babes Love brunch here.
Oh, nice.
Blondie here in Philly.
Yes.
It's so cute.
It's a good John.
It's such a cute spot. Great brunch menu. Obviously, they offer brunch, lunch, dinner, great cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were there for a Galentine's event. So they had like cute little Galentine themes, cocktails. One of my favorite things, they don't do bottomless because Philly hates bottomless.
Right.
But they have towers. So
cool.
That's just the same.
Yes.
I'm not gonna drink no more than 100 ounces anyway. That's all I need.
100 ounces. So
100 ounces. That's all I need. That's what it is. It's 100 ounces.
I'm not gonna drink more than that. Like, who knows that? I don't even know what that is.
That's almost 10, 12 ounce glasses.
I don't speak like that. I don't know. Just keep it coming. I want you to.
That's perfect. 10, just
keep
give
it
one
rolling.
tower. So,
but that is pretty cool, though.
Yeah. The closest you're going to get to bottomless in Philly. So
yeah, in certain areas. Like we said, in the last couple of episodes, you've been finding a couple little secret hidden spots with bottomless in Philly.
Yeah, a few gems.
But very few. Very few. Okay, Blondie, we see y'all. And that's in the Man Young section of Philadelphia if you guys are nearby or stopping into Philly and want to check it out.
Yes.
Last but not least, question of the day. All right. I know. Question of the day, Jazz. I know. I'm even scared to ask it because I'm like, oh man, I don't want her to ruin a destination for me. But here we go. Question of the day. Do you have a least favorite destination and why?
So immediately.
That's terrible that there was an immediate
That's why I was
one.
like, it didn't take much thought. And it's for a reason. So I'll tell you why. For me, it's Orlando. And it's just based on that poor experience I had where I was delayed.
That's not fair to Orlando.
Sorry, Orlando. I also been there for Disney World. It's just like because it's very family. It's a very family friendly place. Like the airport and just the city in itself is very family friendly. And I'm just like, okay.
It's not giving.
I could have flew over.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give.
And I just had a bad experience. So until I get a good one, y'all are on my least favorite list.
That is fair. I guess I should have put domestic because, yeah. I'll say domestic as well. And I will say Montana. Now,
so
hear me
random.
out. I know.
That's so random.
I went there. I was there for like almost a week. But okay, it wasn't a terrible destination itself, but it's, it was just, I'm gonna say it. Sorry if we have other
White
colored
listeners.
people listening to this podcast. 𝗕𝗏𝒄𝒄𝒄 Fly loves you, but listen, being in some of y'all areas, it's not welcoming.
We love Nashville.
Nashville was getting what it was supposed to give.
Me trying to win y'all back. We love Nashville.
Montana was questionable, okay? And there were some interesting things that occurred that I was like,
Montana's so random.
This feels very profile-y. One specific thing, and this wasn't even profile-y color. This was profile where you're from. We were in, this is how long ago this was, but still, it scarred me. We were in Pizza Hut. You can't even really be in Pizza Hut no more. So this was
I miss those days when they used to have like a buffet.
Correct.
Come
now,
on.
Granted,
I miss those days.
Montana probably still got it because
I will go to Montana for the Pizza Hut buffet.
Because it just is like, one of those places that's frozen in time. But back when Pizza Hut had that buffet, baby.
Come on, unlimited breadsticks.
So good. Nevertheless, we were in this Pizza Hut, and it was my friends from high school and I. And my friend asked the waiter, can I get a water? If you're from Philly, you know.
Water,
right?
Oh, man. They did not like that.
This lady, argued her down
Yeah, I feel
for
like that,
90 seconds.
That's actually happened in other places.
But it was so unnecessary.
A what?
A what? And she's like, oh, is she doubled down?
A water. A what? Do y'all know what we saying right
Back
now?
Back and forth.
A
90
water.
seconds. 90 seconds of this is dumb.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
But come on, Montana. You know that lady said, she wanted a water.
A water.
It's not that deep.
Dang.
Nevertheless, Montana is it was just weird.
It's not for the Philly girls.
It was just weird.
If me and my homegirls can't say water, then we don't want to be here.
And it's funny because ever since then, now I code switch on saying water. Depending on where I'm at.
They traumatized
Jazz. Traumatized.
Montana.
So you'll hear me say water versus water.
It's water for me.
Oh,
you either gonna get it or you not. Because if you don't got water, then I will take a lemonade.
Then I'll take a lemonade.
It's you, not me.
Oh gosh. Anyways, so that's it, Montana. Well, what would you guys say is your least favorite? We'll say domestic destination. We'll save international for another episode.
It is easier to hate places in the U.S. Let's be honest.
Child, oh my goodness. I did not know how this question was going to go. And yet this is the best part of this episode at this point. So drop your answers in the comments. Let us know your least favorite and more importantly, what to look out for in your least favorite so that we don't show up to the Pizza Hut talk about water.
Right, because if I can't say water there, let me know. I don't want no smoke.
Lord, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcast.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝐻. Comment, share our posts.
Yeah, because y'all been showing up on TikTok.
The TikToks, the number's been numbering. We like that.
We see y'all. But of course, if you have a product or a service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@𝗕𝗏𝗄𝐻.com.
Yes, and leave us reviews. Feedback is appreciated. I keep fumbling the reviews. And at this point, y'all know me. So will I have one next week?
We'll find out.
If you leave one, then I will. So leave a review and maybe I'll read it.
Great. All right. I think that's our episode. Until next time, guys. Bye.